Hello and welcome back to the NCC National Cricket Centre in Couva, Presal. Earlier on we had the championship final between AC Women and Player Sports Club, and now we have Hibiscus finals of the Premiership division, Hibiscus versus Achievers Women. Achievers Women won the toss and opted to field first, and Hibiscus, they're batting. Leanne Kirby.
That's Shanice Pascal with her.
Yeah, and Shanice Pascal are the two openers for Hibiscus. We saw that first ball from Katie Jazz Mitchell. Leanne Kirby plummeted it for a boundary. So 4 runs already on the board.
Powerhouses of women's cricket in Trinidad. We see Achievers who are in their first finals since being promoted to Premiership, and Hibiscus who are playing in the third finals in the T20 competition.
I've been really impressed with the Achievers team. Just the way these young players, they've climbed the ranks, as you mentioned, from championship now into Premiership and really stating their claims. Katie Jazz Mitchell, she represented at the Under-19 World Cup for West Indies. It was really impressive. In the inaugural tournament, she was one of those players featured in that tournament.
Yes, Katie Jazz have come into being a great opening bowler. I saw most of her in last year regional under-19s when she opened the bowling for Trinidad and Tobago, and she was very successful with the new ball.
Yeah, and missing a few of their senior pros or more recognized players, Achievers Women. Care to share some of those other names?
Yes, as you rightfully say, some of the senior pros are missing in action. They currently have 4, I believe these 4 players are on a plane back to Trinidad. They will not reach in time to step into this game. Those names are Sao, you have Steffi Supreme. You also have the likes of Trinaba Joseph, a very young, talented all-rounder. And we also have another player that I really can't get to the top of my head, but also on the injury list they have the likes of Konisha Isaac, who's recovering from a shoulder injury, and one of the leading runs scorer in the tournament right now, Rachel Vincent. So a very weakened team here, Achievers said, because their leading wicket taker and leading runs getter in the tournament right now is missing from this crucial final game.
That's the end of the first over from Katie Jazz Mitchell, and it's 6 without loss. So a tidy start. Okay, a tidy start for Achievers Women and Hibiscus. Hibiscus still has Leanne Kirby and Pascal out there. As we see, Samara Ramnath, spinner, sharing the new ball with Katie Jazz Mitchell.
This young lady, I was really impressed with her last year in the under 19 tournament. Not mostly with her bowling, she didn't get as much uh, overs in, but her batting, she's such a good young all-rounder. She also bats high up the order for achievers, and she's currently training with the national senior team.
Yeah, we don't have an age for her, but she does seem to be a young player. She's still going to school as well. She's going to college.
I believe Samara is now going on 16 or around 16 years because she have a lot of years in cricket.
And she's playing against some of these senior players. Leanne Kirby would have represented West Indies a few years back. There's also a Trinidad player. She's been amongst the Trinidad team and Trinidad set up for a number of years in the Trinidad squad at present for the regional tournament coming up.
There's a misfield there that have caused Achievers 2 runs. Yes, I met Leanne Kirby in the Trinidad and Tobago setup and West Indies setup, so she is a veteran in this game, a very, very strong power hitter. And I really like this matchup, this off spinner that's bowling to Leanne Kirby. We know Leanne Kirby is not a fan of that ball on her pads or coming into her.
Yeah, that's exactly where international women's cricket and cricket on the whole has gone in terms of those matchups, in terms of right-handers who just don't like balls coming into their legs. You know, they tend to play across it quite early and get trapped, or tend to think about too many things to do or too many shots to play and find themselves on the wanting end. But again, really good stuff from this young player.
And that's four runs of the over of Ramnath. Hibiscus, 10 after 2. A very young side Achievers is feeling it. A lot of these players, at least 7 to 8 of these players are playing on the 19 national cricket. So it's good to see that, you know, they are the future of women's cricket in Trinidad and Tobago.
As we see Rachel Vincent, one of the senior pros in this Achievers team. She's injured, as you mentioned, but they will have depended on her quite heavily to bat and help in the field in terms of her leadership skills. As chase has been given, and the ball just makes its way to the boundary rope before the fielder gets there. And Leanne Kirby, well, this is her second boundary.
Yes, a loose ball there by Katie Jazz. Full ball on the paths of Leanne Kirby, and she's not going to miss out on opportunities to score runs.
Yeah, first ball of the over went for 4 runs. Same Katie Jazz bowling to Leanne Kirby, and first ball of the third over, which is her second over, first a boundary as well. So she'll have to adjust that line. Leanne Kirby will not miss out on those.
And that's a much better ball. Appeal going up, but Empire said not out.
Yeah, I like the line. She's pulled it back a bit, Katie Jazz Mitchell, which is the length that Leanne Kirby dislikes.
Yes, very much so. I will really like to see, you know, that they bring in that long off field and send out a long on instead. And a tight single there. Might be a run-out opportunity.
I just like the enthusiasm of a young team, young players, their chirpiness, their clapping, of course, their celebrations and their singing as well.
Yes, Stacey. I remember those days. They don't have to rub it in. They don't have to rub it in. I was once young.
Don't worry, Brittany, we're all in the same boat in here. We're in the same boat. Yeah, really good delivery this time around from Katie Jazz Mitchell. Leon Kirby opting to turn the face possibly a bit too early, getting an outside edge, but it lands safely. So creating some difficulty for Leon Kirby's Katie Jazz.
Yes, as you seen after that first ball that went for a boundary, which was a full all on leg stump, she has now adjusted her length and now sending the batters on their back foot. As you see, there's a long on and long off in place.
And you just wonder if it's the right feel as well for Pascal, Shanice Pascal. She's not one of those that will hit down those areas, that long on, long off region. She'll drive, yes, to mid on, mid off. So you might want them in the circle at this point.
I would say this is a tactical move by Hibiscus to open with Pascal. Leon Kirby being the aggressor and Pascal being the one to rotate the strike and just look for those quick single as we are seeing now. It's good run in between the wicket there. It's good call by Pascal.
It brings the end of over number 3. It's 6 without loss, Hibiscus.
And we've seen a AC woman there, even though they wasn't victorious in the finals, they are victorious with those plates. Look at you, and you know I love my curry, Stacey. I should be down there dirty in my fingers. The sun is really hot today, so almost everyone have on a hat or have an umbrella or quenching their thirst. Look at those brothers. Should we get matching one, Stacey?
Yeah, I think we should. And they look really cool. Yeah, just to help. And I'm sure while you play it as well, you might have, and you might see it feature in the second innings when Hibiscus fields a few broad rim hats, just to cover, that acreage of space. You want to cover as much skin as possible.
So we see that, Achievers players are on the edge of the circle for Pascal. She haven't been looking to play an aggressive shot, as you see. She's more looking for placement to try to get Leon Kirby back on strike. Decent, very common field that you have set here. You see 5 on the onside, 4 on the offside. Not giving Pascal much room to do anything on the offside. Well placed, though, by Pascal.
Easy single in the end to get Leon Kirby on strike. As you said, she's just going to look for a single, Shanice Pascal, to get Kirby on strike, because Kirby is the aggressor. She's hit 2 4s already.
Kirby playing Ramnat very tentative. She know that she's one of the best bowler that the Achievers have right now, and knowing that they have played batted and bowled against each other in the nets during national training, she know what Ramnat is very capable of, and Ramnat know what the power Leon Kirby has.
Yeah, that always brings a lot of perspective, because if she's gotten you in training, in those camps, in those training sessions, then you're always watchful. Because you'll be thinking she's a young player, she shouldn't get your wicket. Beats the infield, the inner ring, and 2 comfortable runs taken.
I know Leon Kirby's always up for a good banter. Always up for a good banter. And at the end of the 4th over, 20 for the loss of none.
I think generally it's a good start for both teams, because for Hibiscus, without losing wickets, they're on 20, and from an Achiever's perspective, knowing that the caliber of players that they've got, to have these two senior national players to only 20 runs after 4. They'll think, you know, just tick off those little boxes because, again, Achievers is a very young and inexperienced team. There are some experienced players around, but their age, in terms of their playing age, it has been limited.
And we see a change of bowling from the southern end. We have Tiffany Asun. Started off with a wide.
Another one of those players that bats left-handed but bowls right-handed. Oh, flight. Driven back, and an opportunity for the bowler to take a catch, a return catch, and possibly struck a bit too hard.
Yes, the first aggressive shot we've seen from Shanice Pascal, a shot that she's given a chance, but she's happy that, you know, the bowler dropped it. Not an easy catch to take when that ball is coming back so fast to you.
Ooh, I love this. I love this battle here. Leon Kirby hates to see a ball flighted. She is thinking where she can land that, possibly on the other field next door.
The fact that she knows she have to wait a little longer for the ball is going to be very tempted for her to go for that ball. And there's a great shot just forward of point. A bit short compared to the ball before, where it was a little fuller, because you want to bowl it to that length where you look at the fielder she has long on and long off. So you're looking for Leon Kirby to hit you over your head, possibly not for 6, but try to sky one to get that wicket.
Yeah, I can't give her that width. It now forces a change in field, which is outfield. So not too bad from Achievers woman.
And at the end of the 5th over.
It's 29 without loss. Wide. Okay. All right. 27. Yeah. Oh, that's perfect.
We have a change from the northern end. We have Shanta Rupchan bowling. Just good feeling there by Samara Ramnath. Had Leon Kirby skating in there.
Yeah, a number of right arm off breaks bowlers for Achievers, something you haven't really seen for most teams in the tournament thus far.
Yes, as you see, Achievers bowling attack is. Oh, and it's given. Leon Kirby is out LBW. We spoke last over from Ramnath that Leon Kirby is not a fan of that ball coming into her path. A little funny iffy decision there, but you know, Empire Singh decision is final.
Yeah, again, those balls that are going into her legs or straight deliveries from the spinner, coming to her demise, Leon Kirby, it looked as though it was going down leg, but may have straightened a bit. umpire's decision. Well, Leanne Kirby, it was nice having you out there while it lasted. And she goes, and Karishma Ramharak makes her way out.
I know you heard the name, and the person you are thinking of, yes, that is Karishma Ramharak, the young lady who made ICC team of the tournament for the recent concluded ICC T20 World Cup.
Yeah, making the only West Indian player to make that ICC team of the tournament. A very big achievement for her. And again, just being able to get those opportunities as well to play, because Anisa Mohammed opted out of that West Indies series or international cricket for a 6-month period, which included that World Cup. And Karishma Ramharak had the opportunity being the next off-break bowler in line. And she's really been exceptional. She's grown in boundaries, taking those opportunities. And yeah, I'm just happy to see that. I was actually happy to call that, some of those games when she bowled.
Yes, as you said, Ramak has been on the bench, as you call it, the bench for a while, waiting for that opportunity to go there and showcase her talent. And since Anisa Mohammed stepped away, she has been able to be fruitful whenever given the opportunity to put on West Indies colours. We know the talent she have for Trinidad and Tobago, both of us playing with her, but to see how she has stepped up to be one of the leading spinners on the West Indies team is great to see as a young player.
Yeah, I said to her, it's like, Chrissy, you've moved from someone who usually feel in the inner ring to someone who is doing boundary riding in terms of, because of the fact that she's been so fit. She's worked on her fitness quite well, and you can actually just see that she's enjoying her game. She's in possibly what this is just my opinion, what is I consider the peak of her career. So at the end of that power play, 33 for 1, Hibiscus woman, Achievers woman, winning the toss and opting to send them into bat, have a bowl first.
Yes, 33 for 1. The wicket of the dangerous Leanne Kirby back in the dugout. I mean, not have another dangerous player out there in Ramharak herself. She's made the team ICC tournament for her bowling, but she's very much handy with the bat.
Well, she has to be, because no one wants a bowler anymore. You've got to be an all-rounder. You've got to bring bat and bowl. So this is excellent stuff from Karishma Ramharak. Good connection.
Yes, as you say, everybody wants to be all-rounder now, but bowlers forget to bowl. And batters just forget to bat at times, So it's good to see, she's come into that player who could contribute with the bat as well.
And you just make yourself more viable as well. So once there's a spot open, they're no longer going to think, well, we can't get runs from this player. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Oh my. Should be happy, Karishma Ramharak, that the umpire did not send her there.
Well, when last I played against Ramharak, I think she scored a 63 or 73 not out. And boy, she had a whole field of garlic in her pocket. We dropped her like 5 times, about 2 missed run out. Probably this is her season.
When it's working for you, it's working for you.
I made a joke. I said, the day you went to bless the vehicle is you went and bless yourself too, because nothing we did, no matter how soft or hard or easily run out ball, so the catch, but we just couldn't get her out.
And one would say, after seeing that delivery a few balls ago, 2 balls ago, that she definitely has some sort of garlic in her pocket, because that was a full ball, under waist height, under pad height, as a matter of fact, directly stump to stump. So any other umpire, I think, would have given that out.
I'm pretty sure if Achievers had the opportunity to take a review, they would have there.
I feel a dive or slipped, might have slipped in attempt to feel that ball. You get 3 runs nonetheless. Yeah. It's the end of the 7th over, 39 for 1. Sometimes just the importance of, as well as just having on the right footwear is important, because even though it's dry and it's hard, most young girls, they don't like to wear spikes because, you know, it's really hard and the surface is hard, so it really tends to hurt their feet. But in cases like this, you might just injure yourself by not having the right footwear on.
Yes, rightfully so. I remember a couple of weeks ago we were running a fitness test in the same ground, and a lot of girls were slipping, not because it was wet or muddy or any stuff like that. It's just like the grass was really, really smooth. And here comes Rupchan to bowl her second over of the day.
And this one is pulled into the leg side. It was pulled a bit uppish, but it landed safely. And again, the outfield is so quick at the NCC, so it runs away for 4.
Would you think if Achiever, hear me, a Hibiscus did win the toss, what would have been their decision, to bat or bowl first? My take is that I believe they would have batted first, because I believe bowling is their strength right now, and they will look to put a score on the total, on the board.
As this one runs away for 4 more runs to Shanice Pascal. And definitely, yes, I think that even if they had won the toss, they would have had a bat first, because as we mentioned before, Achievers women, they're without a number of their senior players who were in a West Indian camp. They're on their way back to Trinidad, but they won't make it to this match. So like the likes of Janaba Joseph, as you mentioned, Steffi Sugrim, main players, top players in terms of batting and bowling, all-round players that are not with their team. Shalini Samaru, a few of them would have represented in that Under-19 World Cup in January a few months ago, the inaugural Under-19 World Cup. So not to their fullest of strength. So Achievers, it's a win-win for them. They've lost the toss and been sent in to bat. But if they had won the toss, they would have batted first either way.
Not the best of length here by Rupchan. She's been bowling pretty short. And if you look at the field that she's bowling to, there's a wide, long on and a deep, say, backward square. And a player in Pascal Calabar who's not a power hitter, you want her to try to go overhead and try to clear the field, but bowling that length to her is food for her.
Much better, much better. A dot ball to end that over. Well, Hibiscus women, their 50 have come up in that 8 over, 50 for 1. So in a good position.
A couple decent over there for Hibiscus, score of 8 and 11. So since the addition of Ramarak in the wicket, the run rate has increased. And there's going to be a change of bowling from the southern end. Naya Roberts. Now this it will be interesting. I've heard she could bowl, but I've never seen her bowl. I'm accustomed seeing her with the gloves on behind the wicket keeping. So I mean, I'm a utility player myself. I'll bat bowl, keep, water, gill, and pyre, everything in one. So interested to see this.
Played into the off, and Katie Jazz Mitchell is giving chase. Did all the hard work and just missed out. Didn't pull it back in time. So another boundary to Hibiscus women's total. And move on to 54.
And again, another first ball, gone for 4. Hibiscus not starting the overs as well as they want to.
Yeah, I think we might just need to check our regulations as to what is considered a no ball. What
I think these umpires are looking at, you know, a spin on no ball has to be over or head height. You know, that was the old rule, but you know those rules have changed. But conflicted about the decision to bring on a part-time, a really part-time bowler right now. I know Achievers don't have their go-to bowlers right now, but they do have bowlers on the field who normally bowl when they're at full strength.
I think that should have actually been a dead ball. The fielder was still going out on the boundary.
Are you surprised, Stacey? Are you surprised?
Almost bounced twice this delivery.
Almost bounced twice, as you said, but I see the umpire put her hands up for no ball. So I'm confused to why, unless it's a front foot no ball. Now we've seen from observation, these umpires call the ball before the ball, before the ball even come out the bowler's hand. So I'm not sure.
Possibly a front foot. Yeah, so it was a no ball, so it was a free hit, but now it's a wide, so she'll have to bowl that over and the free hit still remains. And coming off the pad of Karishma Ramharak, who was really trying her best to hit that with all her might, and gets a leg by.
Another full ball, unfortunately for Hibiscus, it only went for 1 run. We know if that ball was bowled to, say, in the likes of Lee and Kirby, she might have hit that ball for 6.
Might just be landing on the highway to our right. Now this is just poor. This is poor bowling by the young bowler. Can't seem to get the ball touch down on the pitch. These are too many full balls and too many free hits, literally, for the batter. Rupchan continues, and from the outer bowling end, just straight in line. She does have two fielders, one in a short fine leg position and one almost in a backward square closer to fine leg position. So interesting field set.
I love how you explain that feeling position there, Stacey. I'm glad you were the one who called it because, yeah.
Yeah, it beats me too, but to me it just shows that she's trying to bowl down the leg. She's trying to bowl into the legs of these two batters, which is not necessary.
But great partnership being built here by Pascal and Ramarak.
I love the stride. I love the advancement and the stride from Karishma Ramharak using full face. Really does look like a big bat.
Yes, but I'm telling you, if Rupchan bowl that ball there again, she's not going to play it so nicely. As a left-hander, not only they like balls on that spit outside or leg stump, but anytime there's a half volley outside on that fourth, fifth stump, they tend to throw that hand and try to hit it over to the left or the right of extra cover.
Drives it along off a single.
Again, another interesting water break is coming up. I know that achievers will really want to take a break to try to have that much needed conversation to figure out what their plan is for these two battles. As you see, the coach is waving at the umpire for the water break, and he's going out there to have that conversation with them right now. At the end of a successful water break. Flipping the coin, Stacy. Team Achievers taking a wicket and breaking his partnership, or Team Hibiscus going to increase their run scoring?
I want some excitement. I need a wicket. I need something to happen. I think it just might, based on what we've seen thus far in matches, it just might happen. A wicket, bowled, run out, something spectacular.
Yes. And we see Katie Jazz is back at the southern end, taking over from Roberts. And that's what you want to see, your best bowler bowling to the best batters.
She hasn't done bad. She's bowled 2 overs, Katie Jazz Mitchell. She's asked some questions of Leanne Kirby initially. And she's troubled Pascal somewhat, so get her back into things. A really good delivery. Bat came down just in time, Shanice Pascal, but a nice swing as well. Seems to be getting that ball to swing into the right-handers, Katie Jazz Mitchell.
Yes, yes. And we know as right-handers, we are not fond of balls coming in under our eyesight, under our head, that we cannot see the ball. But I believe she will give Ramrock just as much trouble. I would like to see an adjustment to the field, that, you know, a fielder goes to third man and they send out deep cover.
Yeah, while she's bowling to her field, I like it, but she's a pacer. She has some pace. She gets a good bounce and carry to the wicket keeper. I'd like to see a bit more protection, at least that third deep, to assist her. I don't think Ramara can get her around really easily to that deep mid-wicket region. So possibly that short fine leg swing around to the other side.
Yes, yes, I agree that even if it's a shorter long third man, get that extra feeler on the offside, because you can see Katie Jazz is getting that ball to move away from Ramarak.
Who has that shot in her game as well, Ramarak. She will try to open the face at some point.
Yeah, a misfield there by Asun, getting Ramarak off strike. As a bowler, when you are doing what you're supposed to be doing, but not getting backed up from the fielder, it's very disappointing.
Yeah, she has to finish strong here, Katie Jazz Mitchell. 5 balls bowled, 2 runs coming from the over thus far, so a good over.
Well played there by Pascal. Jazz now being into her 3rd over. She's well warm, so you've seen a lot more effort behind the ball there. As that strong wind keeps blowing across from east to west. A player I'm looking forward to see bowl today is number 29, Jessica Roscoe. Yes, she would hopefully, if she do bowl today. She was once a medium pacer, and when they came to the academy, because early on in the year the Women Association had an academy for under 19 players, and out of, I believe, 20 something, close to 30 of the players, about 17 or 18 of them bowled medium pace. and it had about probably 4 or 5 of them who were spinners. So one of the suggestion was from one of the coaches that was to turn her into a spin bowler, and she bowled some really good leg break. And we know how rare it is to find good leg break bowlers in the Caribbean right now.
Yeah, it's literally something that needs to happen a bit more. I think the term for it should be talent identification. Just trying to channel some of these young players into what would work for them rather than what they want to do. An example of that is young Zeta James for West Indies. She would have initially came into a West Indies camp as a medium pacer at probably about 5 feet. Now she's left unorthodox, and she's exceptional bowling spin.
Yes, very much so. A lot of players don't understand sometimes the game or their potential, because some of them come into the mindset is that this is what I want to do and this is how it should be done. But if you have coaches or even senior players there who are there to give feedback or help you along the way, no, I have no problem if a player or a coach tries something and it doesn't work and you go back. But being able to give that player the opportunity to do something different or try something different just to see. And I think that's what we probably lack back when we now started playing cricket. The coaches gave players the opportunity to try things.
Definitely a good point. But as the game grows, and they see more of it, you see it internationally that you need left-arm orthodox spinners, just the difference. Oh, an opportunity that has been put down. It has been struck firmly as well. So it would have taken some catching from the fielder. Possibly got a hand to it or didn't get a hand to it, but nonetheless, it's 4 more runs to Hibiscus and 4 runs to Karishma Ramharak.
We spoke about earlier that, left-hander getting those half volley outside of stump there, they will go at it. And an opportunity that was, I wouldn't say a simple one, because as you said, it was struck hard.
Uses the pace this time around. Karishma Ramharak. The ball wins the race, because again the outfield is really quick. So that's 2 boundaries in this over thus far.
6 and they get one after that. Yeah.
Manpole continues and Alexander pulls into the leg side. The fielder gives chase, gets there,
They're
but
running tree. I'm pretty sure Alexander's going to try to go back for the fourth. And she's looking, but Ramrock says, no, I want strike.
yeah, she's just one of those players that is always aware of where and how strong a fielder is. So if she sees that in an attempt to get the ball to the wicketkeeper, it drops anywhere short, she's going to be calling hard and she's going to be running harder.
Yeah, I would say probably 4 runs was on to give there because, as you said, the wicketkeeper had to go to the ball. So it had nobody
At the start.
at the stump. And we know the wicketkeeper is not always the straightest when pelting the ball with that gloves on.
It's something that they do as wicket keepers. You'd see it from the best of the best. As again, just that fumble and Alexander calls for 2. So that's 2 runs of what should have been a single. There's something you see with most international wicket keepers. They'll pull one glove off once they're going to get the ball because they're actually going to get it to throw to either end to give themselves a chance. But the young players, you see the inexperience. They go with running to the ball with gloves on.
Yes, very much so. And that's a leg bite there from
Yeah, hit uppish this time from Kabina Alexander, and a much better effort needed from the senior in this junior team, Katie Jazz Mitchell.
Yes, an opportunity was given there. We spoke about, in the innings before where the championship is either you go for the catch or you allow it to bounce one. But Katie Jazz there didn't do none of the above.
Yeah, you need to make those decisions in a very split second at times. Either you fall back or you commit.
And what a comeback there by Manpole. Alexander is bold, trying to look for that drop and run, but taking her eyes off the ball there.
Really good stuff from these young players to just know that they're getting wickets of these senior, experienced players. I think those little boxes being ticked off are wins for this Achievers Women's team.
Yes, I can't wait for training Tuesday, God willing. A lot of banter is going to be happening. But what a comeback by a Manpole, already being hit for 13 in this over, one of it being a boundary.
And it brings the end of a successful over. A successful but expensive over for Achievers women. Got the wicket of Kabina Alexander. 10 runs came off that over as well. End of 17 overs, 117 for 3. An easy boundary again for Ramharak. That angle for Rupchan to bowl to the left-hander, giving too much room on the off. And the feel in which they've got set for the left-hander, you want to always have that extra cover. You want that protection. This time a bit too straight and pulled into the leg side, but Jack, just look at Jack's running. She's almost like touch and go because she wants to look for 3 runs. They settle for 2.
As I say, this is the stage where running be 20 wickets is going to be crucial because there's only 2 overs left after this over. Well bowled there by Rupchan. That's a better line to be bowling to Ramharak. Anything short, Ramharak will punish you off. She likes to pull and cut the ball. We're always waiting on that back foot for that.
Advances held back on the shot, but it gets enough to get past the fielder, who I think just had a bit of a misfield because of that bad patch that's in front of her, so might have variated a bit.
Already 3 balls into the over. 7 runs already coming on into it. Here's Jack, who's be facing her. That's a close one. Nothing there from umpire Ali. Sorry, BT Bruderam right now. Sorry, I'm still in the first game where Tyra Ali was at the north end. Jack's looking for 2, and Jack's going for 2 comfortable runs there. That's what it is. That's what it is. Rotate the strike and run hard between the wicket to get your senior batter back on strike. But it's the end of the over, but Jack is on strike, but 2 needed runs for Hibiscus.
Okay, the Jazz Mitchell returns for her final over. This will be be a good matchup to see what she bowls to Falana Jack. It's quite high, and based on how the match has gone, it literally has to be over shoulder high to be called a no ball. You can see Karishma Ramharak asking.
Stacey, remember, the umpires are watching the height of the umpires. They are not looking below shoulder height. They are not looking shoulder height. A quick single here. It's going to run in between the pair of Jack and Ramharak. But yes, the inconsistency between both umpires, not only in this game, but in the championship earlier on, they don't seem to be calling you no balls. And as you rightfully said earlier on, no balls are dangerous, especially for batters who are in the wicket and not batting with any helmets on.
Played upish from Jack. It lands safely. The fielder Manpole gets around, but they push for two, and they get there comfortably, putting pressure on the fielders.
And let's go run in there to come back at the danger end from Ramharak. Manpole normally has a good arm, but you know, as a fielder, when you think the batter is not going to run to you, tend to relax a little.
And again, it's just the awareness, knowing where fielders are, swinging hard and high. And Jack picks up a boundary because she gets past that point region, and two fielders there, and squeezes it through.
Well, this is the 19th over, so swinging hard and high is what's needed from Jack Wright and Ramharak right now, as they have wickets in hand. Ramharak may not be the strongest of the pair, but Jack is very much capable of hitting those boundaries.
And again, another full ball, this time distributed into the leg side, and it does run away for another boundary. So back-to-back boundaries for Jack.
Yes, and no ball was just called a little late, because you know once it's a no ball, the signal as soon as they see the ball over the hip height. But late call or not, is a free hit to Jack.
An expensive over thus far for Achievers. And much welcomed from Hibiscus Women. 14 runs coming from that over, that 19th over, penultimate over.
We see Samara Ramnath here getting ready to bowl the last over of the game. Score is now 141. Well, I was saying that, you know, if Achievers did keep that run rate under control, Hibiscus would have been able to score 140. But for the past couple of few overs, Hibiscus has picked up that scoring rate. The rolling between the wicket has been excellent, and a lot of bad balls been bowled by Achievers.
Yeah, the final over, so they'll want more of what they got in that previous over. 19 runs from it. And Jack attempts to pull to the leg side, and still manages a single. And 5 balls remaining. The left-handed Karishma Ramharak is on strike. Not very much change in field. Deep mid-wicket, and she's eyeing that leg side region. What can Ramnath do?
And good wicket keeping there, but by Andrew Goodall. Ramrock, who's currently on 42, knowing that she's right there to her second half century in this tournament thus far. She'll be looking to go all out. 4 balls left. How much can she make use of these 4 balls to her?
Yeah, kind of a rock and a hard place. Do you want to get to 50? Do you take those risks and just play all out and or get Jack on strike as well, because she has been hitting the ball quite well? Oh, she's going big. She's going high. She's going hard. Karishma Ramharak. Is this the first maximum, the first sixth of this innings? Waiting for the umpire who signals a 4.
Taking Ramharak now to 48. 46, correct. I did not pass maths. Please forgive me. And you did say, is Rama going to try to get Jack back on strike, or is she going to try to force that score to get to her 50? She's doing the job right now. 4 runs away from a second half century in the tournament. All the fielders are just waiting on the boundary, waiting. 3 balls to go.
Well, the saga of the miscommunication between the umpires continue.
Yes, it seems that the square leg umpire signaled that it was 4 without asking the fielder if it was 4 or 6. But kudos to the fielder for signaling 6 runs.
Well, another boundary this time, pulling down that delivery. Ramnath possibly trying to bowl flatter, but it's too short, and Karishma Ramharak gets a boundary, and she gets to that landmark. She gets to that milestone. Another 50 added to her name, showing her class, this young West Indian player.
I think with that 50 now, she's now the leading run scorer in the tournament, surpassing Leanne Kirby. I believe she's on 123. And that's high. That's high. And Lonnie Field is under it. And it's another drop catch. That just cost Achievers 2 crucial runs.
And literally, that's kind of what we've seen throughout this day in terms of catches. They've been grasped. They've been settled under. But a few of them have been grasped. Not an easy catch as well. It was high in the sky. Well, that's a wicket of Karishma Ramharak, trying something or trying to improvise to play into the leg side, which was not necessary, because in doing that, she missed out. Wicketkeeper collected and removed the bails. It was the last ball of the innings as well. Might have been a better option going down the ground. It now means that she was dismissed for 54. But a really good innings here from Hibiscus Woman.
Yes, Hibiscus woman finishing on 154. Yes, a really, really good total to defend. It's going to be a tough task for Achievers, but they have a lot of young, spirited players on their team, and they are not going to just give up. They are going to come out there and put up a fight.
Welcome back to the National Cricket Centre for the final, the second innings of this final match between Hibiscus Women and Achievers Women's Cricket Team. And just a reminder, Achievers won the toss and opted to have a ball first. Hibiscus made 154 for 4 in their 20 overs. Leanne Kirby scored 22 from 17. Shanice Pascal, who opened the batting with her, scored 51 from 47. And Karishma Ramharak stood out with her 52 from 44. Bowling-wise, Shanta Rupchan picked up 1 for 25, and Manpal picked up 1 for 17. Samara Ramnath also picked up, well, the pick of the bowlers, 2 for 23 from her 4 overs. And now in reply, Manpal and Roberts are opening the batting, and Kabina Alexander has the new ball.
Kabina Alexander, as you spoke of, a veteran in women's cricket in Trinidad and Tobago, being a senior bowler, now bowling to a junior player in the setup. It will be a good matchup to see, because, you know, I've known Roberts to be a very aggressive batter, so they are not going to just sit and let these senior players keep them down.
I think that's just how the game has gone in terms of that generation. Yeah, you know what you bring as a senior player, but these young players, I won't say it's disrespectful, but they have a point to prove themselves, so they will take you on. They will try their best to take you on. Yes. Alexander starts off with a wide.
I like the idea of they're trying to take on the senior players, because letting the senior players know that I am coming for your spot. So bring your in game all the time. It's another wide here by Alexander. Seem to not getting that rhythm to the crease.
And if you know anything about this Hibiscus team and those, well, that player, Kabina Alexander, she has a lot of fight in her. And then, of course, there's Leanne Kirby, who is just left of your screen. I'm sure she's probably getting into the minds of these young players. There's an appeal, there's an attempt to run out, there's a dive back, but it seems like all well and good. Young Manpal gets back in safely. Roberts, I beg your pardon. Tactic looks a little familiar. Trying to walk and exaggerate a wide delivery.
I am glad you are the one who said it. If it's one player who makes a wide look extra wide, it's Stacey-Ann King. Stacey-Ann will walk to the square leg just to show it's a wide.
But you've seen the standard of umpiring, so I've just got to convince the umpire that it is wide. So if it's wide on the off, I might just be falling over trying to reach it. Just to help the umpire understand that it was a wide delivery.
But you know nowadays they say if you walk across the white lines, move, so hopefully you wait until the ball passes you to start walking.
Timing is everything. Timing is everything. This is not like Alexander. Normally starts the new ball, gets the ball to swing both ways to the right-handed batter, but struggling a bit. Third wide in this over for her. Yeah, gets it on target this time around.
A better line on length there by Alexander. Still not seeing that, you know, that rhythm from her run up. Seems like she's missing that run up a little, but as you said, knowing Alexandra, she's a fighter and she will figure it out.
Early on, Kirby gets a hand to it, just giving a bit of width. They go back for two. Shania kiss to the fielder and they get there comfortably.
Yes, good, the young, vibrant run in the wicket now. We know Hibiscus have to be on the toes because there are two young batters in the wicket there who are very excited and who are good runners. And the run too. So it should be 5 runs.
Should be 5?
Yeah, it should be 5.
Who's the bowler for my next set?
Alice Collins. Or Alison Collins.
Allison, yeah.
Alison?
Yeah.
Alison Collins.
Allison there.
My medium pacer. Alice Collins, Alison Collins, the new bowler from the Arthur Bolden end.
And if you happen to hear us say Alice Collins, she is a twin, so please forgive us.
Yeah, the only way you know the difference between both these players, or both those players, and very well played here from Manpaul this time. Works it around the legs, makes good connection, and of course with the field set, picks up the first boundary of their innings.
Yes, poorly lined here by Alison Collins. Welcome runs to get Manpaul off. There's an adjustment in field there. The slip is now out, and there's a deep square. Again, the skipper Rarak is not playing any games.
She knows what it means to, just be this close. She already has 154 on the board, so doesn't want to give away anything. She wants this title.
Yeah, and with this field set now, Collins have to bowl a lot straighter to Manpaul, as there's no short third man or no third man. We would say that probably Collins got away with that ball because the length was there to cut or even to just work it down to third man.
Yeah, there wasn't any foot movement really from Manpaul. She just stood and literally tried to play the ball from her crease. This time around, opting to carry that right foot across, but it didn't play at that delivery, and it's a dot ball. It's a very good ball from Collins.
I know we spoke about defensive cricket, right? We just saw Manpole hit that for to deep square, and the two balls after Collins' ball has been outside off. So not because the bowler bowls a bad ball means that you're going to be defensive, because those are balls that could easily carry to slip.
Yeah, tell that to Kabina Alexander, who is deep mid-wicket, and there's no need for her to be there because this delivery was just punched into the offside, into that short third, and they pick up 3 runs. So which do you want to give away? The leg side, or see it to Alison Collins, who's a senior player? She's been around for some time. This is the line that I want you to bowl. Well, captain is having a discussion with her at present.
Wait and see if there will be an adjustment to the line from Collins, and there's a change of field. Deep fine leg is now going over to third man, so a little more balance and protection for Collins to bowl at.
It's a direct hit from Leon Kirby. Good pick up, good release. But a young man, Paul, gets in comfortably.
After the second over, the score is 13. There's a change of bowling from the southern end. You see Leon Kirby is taking over from Alexander. Maybe it's tactical that they are going to change ends, or maybe it's tactical in terms of the skipper is bringing a new bowler every over.
For me, I think it's just the change of ends, because Alexander really looked to be struggling from this end. Didn't quite seem herself, as you mentioned. The rhythm was off, wasn't quite fluent with her delivery strides as well. So maybe just preferring to bowl downwind, which is from that Atabolan end, compared to this end, the commentary end, which is almost a run uphill type.
Now, to our viewers, I know you're seeing Kirby have a nice run up, but don't be fooled. Yes, she is bowling medium pace, but the balls just look a little slower. We normally call her a spinner in the team.
A gentle pace.
Gentle pace.
And what she does is, her consistency is possibly what makes her stand out, because even though she isn't pacey, she'll just keep that nagging line and length outside the off.
You rightfully says she's not pacey, so when pace is off, the ball is harder to get that time. If you're trying to get power behind it, you have to wait and try to stay over the ball a lot longer. She's a very, very hard bowler to get rid of.
And another reason to be able to tell that is just look at where the wicketkeeper is when she's bowling. Very rare you see a wicketkeeper standing up to a pacer. So again, just not full pace, Leon Kirby. But what I'd like to see from Manpole is possibly Roberts, I beg your pardon, is possibly standing on the crease to bat. Give herself a chance of that swing that Leon Kirby seems to be negating. Maybe just bat out her crease a little bit, give herself a better reach, a better chance to play those deliveries.
Again, no pace on the ball, so nothing behind the ball, and it's very difficult for Roberts to try to find that gap between extra cover and mid-off. Already 4 dot balls in this over.
Pitched up, and again, good running between these two young players. A direct hit, but they get in time. And a single to end the over. So at the end of 3, the score is 13-14. Make that 14 without loss. Or maybe Karishma Ramharak, or maybe you know Karishma Ramharak quite well, Brittany Cooper, because this is 4 bowlers being used thus far. So just 1 over for Kabina Alexander, who was pretty expensive. Collins only had 1 over as well. 8 runs came off that. Changed Alexander to Leanne Kirby, and now changing Alison Collins to herself.
Yeah, as I mentioned, most likely a tactical move. I see it happens a lot in T20 cricket because you don't want a batter to get accustomed to a certain bowler, so you always have the batter thinking, who's coming to bowl next, or force them to try to do something different.
The score 14 in the 4th over, you think that it works, or it is working for Karishma Ramharak and Hibiscus Woman. Yeah, this time around, a cheeky single needed a direct hit, Leanne Kirby.
I believe the 3 balls before that, or the 2 balls before that, they were looking for that tricky single, as you see. And as a player, where you observe, every time the bowl, Leanne Kirby take a step or 2 steps closer, because you realize that these 2 batters are looking to just drop and probably run.
Yeah, all they're looking to do is get bat on ball, just to guide those deliveries.
But it seems like our information that was shared between our achievers was probably to try to stay and build a partnership, because we haven't seen any intent to score or aggression from this opening pair yet.
And just 1 boundary scored thus far. And that was in the 2nd over.
Wow, spoken too far. There goes man Paul with a heave over to mid wicket and clean up there by Alexander. 2 welcome runs there for Achievers.
Yeah, swung into the leg side. Alexander had some work to do, and she did well. But just seeing a bit of aggression from Man Paul. And just the 1 fielder out for Hibiscus, so really attacking. Attacking the legs as well, Karishma Ramharak. That ball to finish the over.
From just some observation, not only in this game but the championship games, a lot of younger players tend to not to wear tie pads. I wonder if they actually get the chance to face a proper pace bowler, and the impact or the scar or the black and white spot that is always left when a ball hits you on that nice juicy thigh. And not only a thigh, the fact that your hip bones is exposed is very dangerous. But I think it's probably comfort or the thing that, if you don't wear a thigh pad, you can run faster.
I think for me, it would just be getting the right equipment in terms of the right size. And so they might at times get bigger thigh pads that it's pretty bulky. Because when you look at the stature of these two young players, these two miniature in size players, you want to make sure that you're comfortable. Even us at all level when we play, well, when I play, I still want a thigh pad that fits me proper. Or else it's a hindrance more than there to support.
Another change at the southern end, we see Harry Lal is replacing Kirby, another young player in the hibiscus setup.
He needs to get that radar right. And two wides on the offside.
I think as a skipper, or when you are captaining a side that have young bowlers in it, sometimes young bowlers don't understand how much the breeze can affect your bowling with you bowling in line, because not everybody can run up against the breeze, so not everyone have that control for when that breeze is bowling east to west or west to east. So it's finding the understanding what the bowler bowls and the control they have, and try to find the right end for they to bowl at.
Yeah, agreed fully. If you look at that flag to the back of the wicket keeper there, you can see that the breeze is still going across this field, across this pitch. Yeah, not sure what happened there in terms of that wasn't a run. That run wasn't on. It was played back to the bowler.
Happy feet, happy feet. But I would like to see a change of approach from achievers, like a message being sent out, because the current run rate is only right under 5 runs per over. The required run rate is over at least 7 runs per over that is required of achievers. Now, at this rate, they are not even going to get to a comfortable 100 runs. And bad balls are bowling. Bad balls in terms of a bad ball don't have to be a full toss. A bad ball is a half volley. A bad ball is a short and wide ball. And they have to take advantage of those opportunities that come.
And especially against an inexperienced bowler like Harry Lala, you need to take it on. You need to target who you're going to score off of. They get a single. But there is protection in the offside.
As you remember, Hibiscus scored had 15 runs in 8 overs, so achievers are way behind at this stage.
And Harry Lal trying to get a move on with things. Just played into the leg side for another single.
And Roberts is on strike. She's on 5 of 19 balls, so she has to get a move on things.
they need a few big overs. 5 runs thus far from this over. They need to get a few overs into double figures.
And the chase is on, but good cover there by Rahim. It's only 2 runs.
So 8 runs coming from that over. It's the end of 5. 25 without loss. Achievers women.
Yes, we see Shanice Pastel is taking over from the north end from Ramrock. Having just 2 feeler out the deep backward square on so mid wicket. Pascal on to bowl her off break.
Yeah, an opportunity that should have been taken by the standard of Karishma Ramarat. She's a much better fielder than that, and as captain, you want to lead from example. You want a few wickets because in a situation like this, these young players are happy to stay there and bat 20 overs.
Yes, we always talk about that. No matter what competition you play in, you always keep the standards high. Opportunity to get a wicket off the first ball there for Pascal. Oh, chance for a run out. Chance for a run out. Where Paul was going, I have no idea.
Well, they're both walking back, so the umpires will have to decide. Well, Paul, well, she's walking. She's taken off the helmet and she's walking. So a run out, miscommunication, I think it was bound to happen, to be honest, because we've seen a number of stops and miscommunication out in the middle between these 2 young players. Paul, who has been the aggressor in this partnership, well, she has to depart. And she departs for 12, Achievers 27 for 1.
And in come the all-rounder Samara Ramnath. She did her job with the ball earlier for Achievers. Grabbing 2 wickets for 23 runs. There's an opportunity here for her to build a partnership with Miss Roberts and probably try to get that scoring rate up to 6-7 runs per over.
It's not going to be an easy task. All these senior players who have either represented Trinidad, represented West Indies, and just their knowledge and cricket smarts. It's going to be difficult for these young players. Another good over, successful over comes to an end for Hibiscus women, getting the run out, breaking that opening partnership. Man Paul went for a well played 12 from 11, 27 for 1 at the end of 6.
With that being said, at the end of the power play, her opportunity now for Hibiscus to open the field, but I highly reckon that things remain the same. They are going to force these batters to hit over the inner circle. As you said, the opening bowler of Alexander back on.
A much better start from Alexander in her second over. Much better line as well. Maybe just needed an extra few balls to get warm.
Yes, or extra few balls to rest. Because she was lining on the boundary there. She only was able to chase one ball.
And Paul just seems to be dying, or the wicketkeeper just doesn't seem to be collecting cleanly. But a good line once again.
I'm pretty sure if he had a third umpire, that would have been close, because the ball ricocheted off the keeper pads and hit the stump, and the keeper was appealing to square leg.
Yeah, this looks like the Kabina Alexander that we've known over the years, that we've played against and seen represent Trinidad and Tobago.
We see a lot more consistency in the line and length from this over.
Brittany Cooper regional tournament, the women's regional tournament is coming up soon. Where and when will that be played?
From my knowledge, I believe it will be played in St. Kitts. I believe the tournament will be starting from, I think it's the 4th to the 20th, the 20 to 27, somewhere around there. You know, I'm not a cricket Westernese, so I'm not, things can change, but I believe that is the average time frame.
Well, I know that you're part of the Trinidad contingent and the Trinidad squad, but I also see that there's a bit of a taping on your thumb. Talk us through what's happening with you. Will you be participating in that tournament?
If I have to go St. Kitts in crutches, I will be going. Unfortunately, 2 and a half weeks ago, I was wicket keeping, because I told you, you know, I'm a utility player, you know. So our keeper, this boy, she bowl a really good off break, and we suggested that, you know, hey, you go ahead and bowl, and I will do the wicket keeping today. So in the last over of the game, 19.3 overs to be exact, I was keeping up to the stump to a medium pacer, and Chris Maramrak was on strike, and she tried to hit her inside out shot and got her outside edge and hit the outside of the gloves, and it's a finger that was fractured before, so you know, obviously the bone's not as strong as it used to be. So I picked up a spiral fracture, which is basically right or wrong. Yes. I was fortunate enough that the fracture did not go to my joint, as I would have required surgery, then probably I would have been off for reaching a tournament. But I was told at least 5 weeks. Sunday, God's willing, will make it 3 weeks. So I have 2 weeks to go. Hopefully, you know, I'm older now, so, you know, healing process sometimes slow down, but I will be fit for regional tournament.
Very well. That's what we want to hear. That's what we need to hear because Trinidad has a very good chance once again to represent at that regional tournament. As there's an appeal, but there's also a single adds to that total 29 for 1 now as we enter the 8 over.
Yes, you being part of played for Trinidad and Tobago a couple of years ago. Just a couple of years, ladies and gentlemen. She's still very young. Just a couple of years ago, we know how important winning a regional tournament is for Trinidad and Tobago. We've seen that over the past couple of years, we seem to not being able to deliver to the standards we are accustomed to. But this year, no, I haven't picked the team, so I don't know. But I know chances that we'll have some of these very young players into the team. So it'll be that rebuilding stage for our team where we have some senior players and some younger ones. And it's a chance to run out here. And she breaks the stump before the ball even reached her leg, hit the stump, and the bills were on the ground before Collins can. But, a lot of fielders or bowlers forget that, you can still take up the stump with the ball in
Because
hand.
she had sufficient time. I was just going to say that even though if we could get a replay of that, it will be perfect. But even though she did break the stumps with her foot, all she needed to do because she had ball in hand is pull out one of the stumps.
Yes, awareness, cricket smart we spoke of. Yes, back to the regional tournament. We've seen that Barbados has been the team that have now taken over women's cricket in the region, and we are trying to get back to that stage because we were very dominant. We were very dominant. Nobody could have beaten Trinidad and Tobago, but cricket develops. Cricketers improve, and Barbados have been doing a great job. Their players have been standing up and delivering, the likes of Haley Matthews, DeAndre, and they have a lot of players who are now currently in West Indies setup, and we want to get back to the point where we have 5, 6, 7 players on the West Indies setups, and I believe in the next 5, 6 years, these young group of players that we currently have 4 who is in Antigua in the high performance camp that that they can make that next transition into the senior team. You look at the likes of Janaba Joseph, who is such a good, classy all-rounder, and she looks to be, every time she goes in the crease, she makes batting look easy, and that is the kind of cricket we want to see from our youngsters going forward.
I agreed fully. I've seen a number of them, not just the Trinidad players, but the West Indian players at the under-19, the inaugural under-19 tournament, and I was impressed. I was impressed with young Trishan Holder from Barbados, 19 years of age, who she also represented here in the under-19 tournament, leading Barbados in that tournament in Trinidad last year. Just at the end of 8 overs, 32 for 1. Just as I continue with that conversation, it's interesting times because I think for us in the Caribbean, we're just a step back or a step behind international cricket because we are now trying to do what they've done before in terms of fit young players into our setup. But in saying that, the young players that are coming through, they look really impressive. So West Indies cricket, on the whole, just give it another few years, it will get back to where it was before. And regionally, I'm just hoping that, these young players can showcase their talent. I also think that there's a tri-series coming up between Trinidad under 19s, Barbados, and Windward Islands. So, again, a lot of cricket, and this is what these young girls need. They need that experience. They need the exposure.
And back in our age, we didn't have that opportunity to play so much cricket And now we had on the 19, I believe we had on a 23 or on a 21. That happened before I came into the setup. And the only is how cricket is going to be improved if we play more cricket. And not only on the 19 level, even at the senior level, more matches at regional, the 5-4 matches per tournament, where the T20 league is not enough. Yes, we are having the camps and stuff like that, but more. What about those players who are not getting the opportunity to go into the camp or the opportunity to make the final 11 at the end of the day? And that's a beautiful shot there by Roberts. That's the Roberts we know of, the aggressive Roberts. A great shot through extra cover there. A full ball there by Kisto, a new bowler who on the park today. Yes, back to my conversation. More cricket needs to be played in not only the region but individual territories. We have a very semi-professional league in Trinidad and Tobago, but what about the likes of the Windward Islands or Guyana or Barbados to the extent? A lot of players from those islands come to Trinidad to play their cricket, to play, try to get a taste of being semi-professional. So we can't just wait for all the players to come to Trinidad. We need to try to... Yes, we need to share that experience throughout the Caribbean.
Yeah, agreed fully. And thanks for that insight on just your opinion, basically, of where things stand and what needs to be done, just as we continue to do our part in growing the women's game. And I'm really looking forward to that under-19 tri-series from this weekend. Roberts just being a bit more aggressive here. She has been out there for some 34 deliveries, so getting on with things now.
Some loose ball there by Kisto, getting the score up for 36 or 38 after the 9th over. Yes, but it will be a very exciting tournament tri-series, because the three teams spoke about, Trinidad and Tobago, Barbados, and Windward, are full of the players who were recently in the Under-19 World Cup. So it's not like no player who now start to play cricket or not now getting a taste. It's young players that have experience, and you also have Trinidad Joseph on Trinidad and Tobago team, and you have the young Trishan Holder, who was a part of the senior West Indies women's team.
And then you have Zeta James as well, captain of the Windward Islands team. So really and truly a very good tournament upcoming from this weekend. So I'm hoping that once you can log on to Cricket 360 or come down and have a look at these young girls, they need that support. The talent that is going to be showcased for that tournament is unbelievable. Motoring on here is Achievers woman. 39 for 1. Yeah, swung across the line. Young Roberts and misses it completely.
Yes, a very hard 16 runs there from 35 balls. A little frustration looked there from that shot, but a much needed wicket there by Hibiscus. And with that wicket fall, we will have the first water break.
So much needed refreshments break for both batters, fielders and umpires. Possibly messages as well from the coaching staff of Achievers. Present the score 39 for 2. 9.3 overs, so they'll need to get things going. Current run rate 4.11 Achievers. If they want to get anywhere close to that target, that 154 scored from Hibiscus, need to be a bit more aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, even if Achiever don't come up on top in this game, you want to see they play the cricket like they want to win instead of going out there and just trying to survive. I mean, come on, give Hibiscus a fight. Everyone just come in and, you know, being respectful.
Yeah, as we were saying before, not their strongest team because of those players who are on West Indies duties, but an opportunity for these players, those who have been training hard throughout the year, to put their hands up, use this opportunity, show the coaches why it is you should be in this team.
On the end of another successful over for Hibiscus ladies. Just one run and a run out coming off that over. As you see, Hibiscus ladies just walk into the position. No reason for them to be running and wasting energy, because Achievers are not giving them anything to do at this moment.
Yeah, and also an opportunity for Karishma Ramharak to see her young players, because the 50-over tournament is still going on. The 50-over Premiership tournament is still going on. So young Shania Kisto getting another opportunity with ball in hand.
A big partnership needed here from Ramnath and Gooden. They are on the back foot because the run rate is now crossed 8 runs per over. Yeah. The coach was saying, you know, you need to try to find a way.
Remember Vasper Drake saying to us, you've got to work out your own salvation. Find a way, get it done. And basically what that meant is, yeah, you are out there. We can only do so much as coaches and tell you or ensure that you're prepared to play a match. You've got to apply it out there. Almost as though they can do no wrong, Hibiscus ladies. Even that delivery, which was poorly lined down the leg side, worked into the leg side, but straight to the fielder at square.
They would say normally, they would say, you know, best to put cones on the ground because the fielders don't have to do anything. But there's a nice single, oh, it might just be 2 runs. Good run, running there by Ramnath and Gooden.
Yeah, so just probably needs to back themselves a bit more, find those gaps rather than go hard at it and go directly to a fielder.
You know, we spoke about in the first innings, you know, even if the boundary is not coming, at least try to run hard between the wickets, looks for the gap and run hard. Those ones and odd 2s or 3s can make the game look a lot more better.
As well as their scorecard. Wide now adds 43 for 2 in the 11th over.
really well straight shot there by Good, and that's a second straight try she's hitting. Another 2-run added to the total. Are we seeing some confidence here building?
Yeah, young Gordine, wicket-keeper batter. Also represented Trinidad under 19s as well, or was within that squad, that setup. So looking aggressive, looking good, young Gordine. And the bowler, Shania Kisto, also was part of that setup. So a bit of camaraderie here between these two. Or a bit of competition as well. This one missed by the wicket keeper. And they get by far by.
End of the 11th over. 7 runs coming off that over. As you see, another change of bowling. Collins taking over from Pascal from the northern end. Something needs to give right now for Achievers to try to take back that momentum. Oh, it seems like the skipper herself, Ramarak, is going to say, I'm had enough. I'm ready to go home. Let me come and try to get at least 2 quick wickets and make my stay short. Yeah. Ramarak being one of the senior bowlers in Hibiscus setup. Remember, she scored a brilliant 52 in the first innings. Here she's going to try to get some wickets under her name. I would like to see, a player going out there and probably sending a message from the coaches to the both batters in there. It's a nice single down to a long on.
Yeah, not quite sure what message came out at the drinks break, but I think possibly it might have been something along the lines of just battle the 20 overs, let them work hard, which is good. But taking into consideration the team, the strength of the Achievers team, or the weakening of the Achievers team at present. But from a Hibiscus perspective, with the top quality bowlers that they've got, look, pressure is on now, and they get a misfield. That's 2 runs, and they have a possibility of getting another. Matter of fact, it's a boundary. So putting pressure on by driving into the off, driving into that mid-wicket region, that mid-off region, and getting a boundary instead, because the fielder just took their eyes off the ball. So a bit more of that needed for Achievers.
Yes, try to get the fielders to be back on their toes. A lot of Hibiscus fielders right now are flat-footed, so, force them to make a mistake where, as you see, Pascal just did.
Complacency. Yeah, you get comfortable because you're already on top of things, and then simple mistakes like this happen.
No, I totally understand that, you probably sending the message of the idea, try to seal the overs or battle the overs, try not to give away the wickets. And for me, I don't think it's you giving away the wickets. Looking at the stage of the game here, where you need at least 8 runs. Well, after this over, it will be 9 runs per over. That you have to try to find a way, and this could be a learning curve for the younger players. When you are on the back foot, or where you think that the challenge is big, you have to find a way to try to overcome that challenge. You have to find a way to create run scoring opportunities. Just like if they were feeling and wickets wasn't coming, you have to try to find a way to get wickets. There are young players that are in the wicket right now, but we can't just allow them to sit back and not try to figure things out or try to make a way, because, as you said, rightfully, the 50-over league already start, and they are going to meet again eventually, and these are the same. Yes, Achievers might have a stronger team, but let's say the stronger players return and the stronger players don't perform. They are going to be in potentially the same situation they're in right now.
Yeah, agreed fully with that point. As Leon Kirby comes back into the attack. If nothing else, it's a pretty nice crowd that turned out to support these two matches today. And just a reminder, the first match, the championship match, championship T20 final between
AC Women and Player Sports Club. You see Player Sports Club being victorious. That game went down to the wire to the 20th over. There we see a misfield by Kisto, and we see a chase by Alexander and Rahim, but the ball beats them to the boundary. A welcome boundary there by Gouidine. It's wrong.
Yeah, we haven't seen a boundary for some time. And Ramnath piercing that inner field that is set for Leon Kirby. And of course, we've spoken so highly or so much about the grounds, the outfield, and how quick it is. Even Kabina Alexander couldn't cut that boundary off. Yeah, I like this. And again, another mistake and an opportunity for 2 runs. Yeah, just releasing the pressure a bit, Hibiscus.
And he spoke about, applying pressure on those fielders, and a well-judged single there, which should have been just a single there by Ramnath, forced a fielder to misfield, and she got 2 runs instead of 1.
Well, it's the end of the 13th over. The Achievers will win 58 for 2. Captain continues Karishma Ramharak. Flight to delivery, and it's driven back. A chance for a run out. Really living on the edge, these two Achievers players. They're literally chancing anything that's in the hands of Shadice Pascal. Previous over, they would have gotten a boundary because she misfilled.
A decent partnership here building between Ramnath and Gouidine. Good running between the wickets, getting the odd boundaries. probably a little too late, but at least we're seeing a different approach from both of these patters.
Yeah, positive approach. Much more intent is shown in this partnership. They're trying to score, almost trying to score off every ball, which is what you want, and just taking it as well to a West Indian player, Karishma Ramharak, which is what you want to see. You want to see that battle. Oh, fortuitous. Swung to the leg side, but gets on the edge and runs. The young fielder gets there in time, pulls it back, and they pick up three runs. It was a full delivery from Ramharak.
Yes, and you see, he went down to the wicket to try to smack it over a short mid wicket there, but getting an outside edge. But however, the runs come in.
Yeah, this pair, they've tried to score off every ball thus far. Happy to see that delivery off defensively.
Well played there by Ramnath, but just straight to the field of Leon Kirby. End of a successful over there for Achievers.
Leon Kirby continues from the commentary end. Gurdeen is on a 13 from 17 and Ramnath 13 from 20. An opportunity of a ball on court. Struck back at Leon Kirby and doesn't hold on.
Yes, the crowd was already trained for that wicket, but then realized the ball is still out of her hand. So, Stacey, you had the opportunity to commentate for CPL last year. We went to the 50 over World Cup in New Zealand. You also did Women's IPL. I feel like I'm missing something else. Oh, yes, the Under-19 World Cup and the Women's World Cup. You've shared the, normally you would say dressing room, but you said share the commentary box with so much legends, not only in women's cricket, but in men's cricket also. Want to share a little bit of your experience, stuff that you have learned, how it felt to be amongst or sitting where we are right now and being able to call some important moments and some exciting games?
I think generally it has been what I'd say a welcoming experience. Most of those players, of course, like Ebony Rainford Brent, who we would have played against, Lisa Staleka, who else is it? Natalie Germanos. There are quite a few of them that won, just that camaraderie. Well, this is much easier this time for Leon Kirby, and she doesn't make a mess of this one. She holds on, played much more uppish compared to the one that was dropped, which was flat. But this time around, Gurdine, as we see the replay, driven. And an easy catch for Leon Kirby, who will not make the same mistake twice.
Yes, partnership broken there. See, now we have Katie Jas Mitchell, who's coming in to the wicket.
Yeah, just as I try to finish my point, hopefully nothing else happens. Yeah, it's really just been a learning and growing experience, being around and being nurtured by some of these former players. I think for me, just knowing that we played and we had, you know, a relationship in terms of, you know, sharing thoughts and just chatting after it, just using those experiences as well and translating it into our commentary has been, I'd say, mind-blowing at times, because sometimes it brings back some memories that you don't even want. But it has been an enjoyable stint for me these last, I'd say, a year and a half, possibly. There is an appeal. Umpire is not interested.
Leon Kirby not too pleased about that decision either. But with that being said, I am happy for you. I haven't seen a female, a former player from the West Indies who end up in the commentary booth. Normally you might see a manager or coach, so it's happy to know that you are now laying that foundation for younger players, not even players. You don't have to necessarily play the game to end up in commentary, but you've put that foundation down where just younger women can see that there's an opportunity for a female commentator, because back in the days, let me say about 7, probably 10 years ago, if you found 1 or 2 female commentators in the box, that's a lot. And at the Women's World Cup, we had so much. On the 9th World Cup, we have so much. And you see that now in almost every competition, there's at least 4 to 5 female in the box.
Yeah, I think it just shows the growth of the women's game as well, because there's so many competitions that have come up, as well as the Commonwealth Games last year, where Barbados represented on behalf of the Caribbean. They qualified by virtue of not having a tournament, a regional tournament, because of COVID. And I mean, it was just exceptional to see, first of all, to be there, and then to see that a regional team that I've played against, you know, just representing not just Barbados themselves, but also the West Indies. Genuinely, it will take a good effort. Really good work from Shanice Pascal, who had to dive to her right to stop that. It would have been 4 if it had passed.
An end of a wayward over there from Leon Kirby. But as you said, you mentioned the Commonwealth Games. That is such a big opportunity for us in the region, when that we see as this little dot in the sea that you can hardly see on satellite, that have this opportunity to go and showcase, because everybody knows West Indies, but not most people know Jamaica and Barbados or Ghana, Trinidad, and so forth. And the fact that, you know, we have this opportunity now to play cricket. Cricket's not in the Olympics as yet. Speaking it into existence, yeah, it's not in the Olympics as yet, but to be able to go in such a big stage, and there's a drop catch there by Ramarak again, a diving forward chance, but didn't seem to get her hands under it. Yeah, so the fact that it's an opportunity, because a lot of people look at World Cup as the next big thing, but for an individual country, we now have a Commonwealth game medal to look forward to.
Yeah, it was also interesting to see because you have some of those young West Indies players like Trisha and Holder. When you ask her what is her favorite moment or most memorable moment playing cricket, and her response was playing against Pakistan at Commonwealth Games. That was the only game that they won, and playing against a full member nation in terms of women's international cricket and winning against them. She's a young player. She's 19, and that is her standout. So just that opportunity to play against a Bisma Maharouf, a Sana Mir,
Aliyah Rad.
exactly.
All these young players who are, as I said,
Players who have international career and international status, and winning against them, it just means a lot.
and we know that Pakistan is not a pushover team at all. It's one of the most difficult teams to beat in international cricket because they have this different attitude where, you know, we might beat Pakistan, but we can step up any day and beat any team.
Yeah, agreed fully. And of course, being led by their captain and West Indies woman, Captain Hayley Matthews, who was the MVP of the Women's Premier League in India just last week. A swing and a miss from Katie Jazz Mitchell, and Shanice Pascal picks up a second wicket. You miss, I hit.
Pascal in for player of the match for the finals, having already scored 51 runs and picking up 2 wickets in her spell thus far. Yes, take a look at the replay. Big heave from Mitchell there to mid-wicket. And look at that celebration, just finally. But good bowling by Pascal here.
Yeah, this phase of the match, you don't want to try doing anything different. Just stay wicket to wicket. Previously, a few balls before, Katie Jazz Mitchell got a couple runs swinging and scoring to the leg side. Again, attempting to do the same thing, but possibly pulling back that length. Shanice Pascal, 2 for 8 from 3 overs, 2.5 overs. So really good stuff from her.
Really, really good figures for Pascal in this finals. Standout player here today with bat and ball. And one more ball to go in the 16th over. Achiever 75 for 4. Still have Samara Ramnath there. Now into the wicket we have Brianna Haricharan.
Almost trying to buy a wicket with those deliveries. Pretty flighted. So literally inviting the batters to come down and meet me.
Yeah, so I would say pretty smart bowling there by Pascal, because you know these batters who are in the wicket right now are not capable of hitting 6 because they are not power hitters. So the chances are they will only sky the ball or even go across the line.
A wide signaled by the umpire Alexander into her 3rd over. Into her 4th over.
Another wide there by Alexander. You've seen in this innings that, that 3rd over, 2nd over she bowled, she looked like she had a more rhythm, but now it seems like, she just can't get her line correct right now. Seems to be an issue with her spikes. But you know, as bowlers, we tend to make excuses.
Everyone does. Bowlers, batters, fielders, everything. Batters look at their bat, they look at their feet, they look at their pads. Fielders initially look at the ground. It all happens.
But Alexander would like to finish on a high, already bowling having 15 runs in her 3 overs. No wicket as yet, so she would like to finish with at least 1 wicket under her belt. 6 wickets up to grabs.
Oh, this is very well played. Whipped into the leg side, giving chase for Lana Jack. Restricts them to 2 runs. But again, just straining that length in that line, Kabina Alexander, and Ramnath seems to, she's on 17 from 24, so really wanting to continue with things, continue in a positive manner, as Alexander is just uncomfortable with whatever is happening with that shoes. I wonder if it's a dot ball if she look at that shoes.
Transfer run out here. Oh, direct hit there by Kisto. Brilliant feeling there to finish the innings of Haricharan. Unable to get off the marks, Haricharan goes for a duck, but again, good cricket all around there by Hibiscus. A bit of hesitation there, Stacey.
Yeah, it was really good feeling from another young player, Shania Kisto, driven into the off, but the uncertainty as well. Picked up and literally from that angle had one stump to aim at, and hit, and she did well. Chiefs lose another wicket. 4 wickets down now, 80 runs on the board.
Coming into the wicket now is Jessica Usco. Oh, she's coming into the wicket under pressure now. What can she do to at least bring some joy to her dugout? And trickle down there to fang leg. Might be 3 runs up to guard if Jessica runs. Oh, it seems to have gone for 4. 4 welcome run there by Ramnath. Ramnath now moves to 21.
But this has been a really good innings from Ramnath thus far. You just wonder if maybe she should have come in a bit earlier.
Well, knowing the kind of player Ramnath is, she's not a power hitter. She's more of a class finding the gaps and, you know, working the ball into those areas. As we see there, she back foot punch, but good feeling there by Alexander. That is the veteran there on. That's it. There's Ramnath looking for a quick, tricky single. Great cricket there by Hibiscus.
Again, just the awareness, because the non-striker was not looking for that single. So Ramnath played back to the bowler. A very good effort from Kabina Alexander. Got down, picked up, didn't even attempt to come back up because of knowing the time frame in which she has. So throws from on the ground and a direct hit. Brilliant stuff.
Brilliant stuff. Again, another over where Achievers have lost 2 wickets to run out, to be exact. And coming into the wicket now, we have Tiffany Asoon. Three overs to go in this innings.
Achievers woman, 81 for 6 after 17 overs. And Shanice Pascal with ball in hand. She has been the main destroyer. Picked up 2 wickets for just 8 runs. This is her final over, so she'll want to pick up another. Defended. Yeah, and through the gates, this is how she has picked up wickets. Shanice Pascal. She's picked up 2 prior to this in similar fashion. Flighted delivery, inviting a stroke, and gets through the gates of yet another batter from Achievers. Roscoe has to go without scoring. Achievers 81 for 7. She's got 3 balls remaining, Pascal. Batters are just happy to see her out, but you just have to wonder. Well, she's definitely a contender for player of the match with those 3 wickets and a 50-plus score.
Yes. There's only one other player who's close to her right now, and that is Krishma Ramarak. But there comes another run out, and poor cricket here by Achievers. Poor cricket. Good feeling there by Felina Jack, and another wicket goes down for Achievers.
Well, if nothing else, it would not go to Pascal's wicket column, but it does go to the team, and just the exceptional cricket they've been playing. Hibiscus woman, the awareness from Felina Jack, who picked up and threw to the wicketkeeper. The batter played into the off and seemed to be on cruise control, just happy to try and get off the strike. But the awareness or unawareness, the non-striker was not interested.
And victory right on the tip of the fingers here for Hibiscus. The end of a successful over there for Pascal. And into the wicket comes Sarah Lalu. Sarah Lalu is the younger sister of Steffi Sugrim. Here comes Alexander to bowl 19th over in this innings with Achievers on the back foot with 81 for 8. Very expansive drive there by Asun. Still a good decent crowd here. Not as loud or boisterous as they were in the championship game, which was, as I must admit, a lot more excited than this premiership game. But that's how cricket goes. You think that, you know, the two bigger teams in our competition will bring more exciting cricket to a competition, but Hibiscus is just walking over Achievers at the moment. But do be assured that, you know, Achievers, it's not the Achievers that we are seeing today. Achievers are missing 6 of their senior players, 4 on a West Indies camp and 2 that are currently injured. Now, those players has been the players to be scoring runs and taking wickets in the T20 league. So a very weakened side Achievers is right now, but the potential is there for these players to eventually step up to take over those leading road.
Yeah, agreed fully. If you are now joining us, this is the final of the Premiership. Earlier on we had the final of the Championship Division match, and Player Sports Club took that title. It's clear that Hibiscus will take this title, but not without a fight, not without a heave from a few of their players.
And we are hearing the support still from the Achievers dugout. A welcome form there by Asun. And I'm sure Alexander is wondering, where did that come from? Probably they should have sent you into bat earlier. But what does Asun has to lose?
Yeah, at this stage, absolutely nothing. Just show what you're made of. Take on a few of these national players. They are preparing for a regional tournament. Put your name in that hat as well. Show the selectors, show the coaches just what you can bring as well to the table.
There's the top edge there, and there goes Asun. We were excited to see another big shot coming out there, but unfortunately she did not pick up on the full ball that was bowled by Alexander.
But you were wondering if Alexander was going to end with a wicket, and she has made a comeback. She has struggled with the line that she bowled initially, but this has been a good comeback story for Kabina Alexander. Slow delivery does seem to be a slow delivery and didn't make the connection. An easy catch for young Shania Kisto in a short but wicket.
Yes, you know, Kisto has really been up on things in terms of the fielding department, getting that crucial run out to break the partnership between Ramnath and catch to her name. 9 wickets down Achievers. 9 wickets on, 1 over to go. Are they going to bat out? Are they going to bat all these overs, or Achievers is going to be victorious with taking the last wicket to go?
Well, similarly, and because now this is the final over of this innings, we saw the previous match, the Players Sports Club winning in 19.3. So is this going to go down to 19.3 overs, Brittany Cooper?
I highly reckon, as we see the young bowler is coming to bowl the last over. Great to see the skipper Rama giving a younger player the opportunity to get some overs under her belt and chances of probably picking up a wicket.
Young Harry Lal, it's a wide on the off and a wide on the leg.
So that's going to be a no ball. But as I say, it's a great experience for a young bowler in Harry. For me, I don't know, my tongue is a little tied, but
a bit of a tongue twister, Harry Lal.
Harry Lal, yes. We see young Sarah Lalu on strike. She looked like she's all that weight on that bat right now. I would love to see that she gets off the mark.
Yeah, and she's actually moving across to the off as well. That's a wide delivery, so 3 wides in the over thus far, 1 ball bowled. Just the way she is getting into stance.
And you see she's already in position before the ball is even reached back to the bowler. So she's ready. You know, she was like, this is my opportunity. I haven't gotten to bat for the whole season. This is my opportunity to score 5 of 3 runs and have a good strike rate.
Probably also wants something to brag to her sister.
Stacey. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry for Stacey and King behavior. You know, she called commentators curse.
I would have loved to see her clear that inner ring and getting at least off the mark so that she can say to her sister, Steffi Sugrim, well, I did my part today.
Victory, ladies and gentlemen. Victory for Hibiscus ladies. Another trophy in the cabinet. Good cricket all day, whole day. Great cricket in the championship and good cricket here in the premiership. I see Achievers ladies walking out to shake hands with Hibiscus ladies.
Yeah, just a reminder and a recap, Hibiscus women would have batted first after Achievers women won the toss and sent them into bat. They scored 154 for 4. In reply, Achievers women, well, they only mustered 88 for 10 in 19.3 overs. So a convincing win, convincing victory for Hibiscus women. And of course, they've been led from the front. Karishma Ramhara, captain, number of 50s as well, 2 50s from both herself and Shanice Pascal. And Pascal also a very good standout, picking up wickets in today's match. So a clinical victory for the Hibiscus women as they say their chant or whatever it is together in celebration. They go out to meet the opponents, but it will all be about the celebrations after this.
Yes, it's going to be a long night for both teams. Even though Achievers was victorious, you know, there's still much to celebrate in terms of the fight they give Hibiscus, knowing that they are not at strength, but you know, the opportunity to actually play in a final, being their first time in Premiership, is a great achievement, not only for the players, but the whole management staff on the whole.
So there you have it, both championship and premiership winners of today. Players Sports Club getting over the line, winning the championship division, and now Hibiscus Women taking the premiership T20 competition. Congratulations to both teams.
Yes, congratulations to both teams. Be tuned in on Saturday, where the start of the Under-19 Tri-Series between Trinidad and Tobago, Barbados, and Windward Islands will be here at 10 a.m. I hope to see a really good crowd come up and see a young future cricketers being able to represent their countries, the likes of Zeta James, Janaba Joseph, Trishna Holder. You know, you have Selene Summary. All these young players will be at show in the Tri-Series. So come out and support, and see you back here Saturday morning. Good day.